Sleepy nighting. Oh wow!
Oh my God!
Oh wow!
What did he just do?
Hello everybody, and
Oh my God!
welcome to the
tree!
ITK soccer show. We're in the middle of
Fucking
watching
hell.
Man United and West Bromwich Albion.
Is that his first goal?
Hold on a second. People need to know what we've just seen. So we were planning to watch the Manchester United match, the second half, during the show, which we are. Herrera got subbed off for Fellaini, and he's just scored a cracker. Was that a cross by Luke Shaw? Oh my
What
God!
a goal!
What a goal! Like seriously.
Took it down the chest, one touch, out of his feet, bang, top corner. Look at that.
Fuck me. Well, anyway,
Jeez,
welcome
didn't
everybody
think
to
you
the
could do
show
that.
after a
Wow.
week absence. Myself and
By the
Dan
way,
and
that's
John are
probably the
back.
greatest opening to an episode we'll ever have.
Yeah, there's a lot of shouting. I might have to Dicky with that. Dicky Rock. Hi, John.
Can we start again?
No, we cannot.
I wish we could because Fellaini wouldn't have scored.
That's a good open.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to talk to you about everything over the last 2 weeks. Some international news. We'll be talking about the League of Ireland, obviously our Premier League recap, which will be not really complete until the end of this half, which we're currently watching. Also, we'll be talking about some Spanish football, looking ahead to the Champions League, and we've got our usual awards, teasers, and Football Fantasy League standings. So, how's everybody?
Grand, yeah, not too bad.
Now, is this going to be a show where you guys are literally just zoned in on the match? Or are you
No,
gonna talk to me?
I'll be watching it.
I like how we skipped the show last week because you have no interest in international football, but I could honestly see us doing a podcast every single day if Ireland got to the Euros.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be amazing. We
Let's
would
start
do
off
that.
with that. We were watching it together. We went up to the morgue.
It was dreadful.
As
The
in the
morgue?
morgue or the match?
Both.
Or the atmosphere, or the company,
Both.
or the pints.
All of it.
Well, I was on pitches at Tuborg, so.
I presume you can say the company was bad because they don't listen to the show.
They were fine. I had a good chat.
No, but we
Well,
could
Joy-
say
you know,
that they were
The football kind of got in the way.
You know, someone who did come back then, I forgot their keys, and he got locked out, and he had to bang his door down to get in.
This door or his door?
No, his door, and then he had a call here the next day. Texted me about 3 o'clock in the morning.
He
"Oh,
tried to
forgot
bang
my
this
keys."
door down, he'd be in hospital, man.
Absolutely.
Because this is my gaff we're talking. Pew!
But this is the studio.
Yeah, I know, it's the studio.
Neil loves it so much, he calls it his gaff.
Yeah, the Vuvuzela Memorial Studio. But let's not get too distracted. It was an incredible moment as Ireland had a victory draw against Germany in the very last minute with John O'Shea on his 100 cap scoring
On his
a
99th.
last minute equaliser. It's actually recognised as
Has it been 100 now? Is it?
Yes, this
Fellaini,
is
ooh.
this is absolutely
Dan,
this is
we
amazing.
discussed what's supposed to happen here.
Oh.
If it wasn't for Poland, Ireland could have become the linear champions of the world. Oh no.
It's an absolute fact.
Look what John has done.
Has
That's
John
alright.
actually done that?
He plugged it out.
Okay, it's
I
gone
stand
now.
by that. I stand by my decision there.
Jesus Christ, what a mess! I
John
might
has
have to
turned
pause
off
show.
the match.
Okay,
Doesn't
well,
matter.
Dan, you can work that there.
Is your battery gone on this one as well? My Dell one. That stupid line is on my
Right,
thing
can we
as
start
well.
again?
My stupid line is on the thing, and anytime you unplug it, the battery goes. Typical, isn't it? Dell Inspire on 1545.
What number show is this?
13, I think.
And what number will we have to be at when you understand the concept of radio?
What do you mean?
Because you can't be talking about something that they can't see.
Well, I can talk about it because I can see it.
Okay, and this is the problem with watching a match.
Can we start again, please?
I don't think so. I
Start
like
again.
I like the. Okay, we'll start again. Hello, everybody. Okay, so let's all be terribly patriotic for a while and enjoy this run. But in honesty, do you think Ireland are going to qualify?
No.
They've given themselves the best opportunity possible.
Sure.
Really. It's like, I actually would have thought even the Georgia match, I was like, we had to win, but it was like going to be a tough one anyway. We won that, we scrape by it.
Hold
We're
on,
always gonna,
sorry, John, you're breathing. It sounds like George Hook over here. All I hear is this, that his nose is literally attached to the microphone.
How fault I am.
and the Germany game, obviously, like, I think we kind of touched upon it there about 2 weeks ago or something. We did a quick kind of preview of it, and we are just saying like how like if we actually try to not get at them, but
Go ahead.
yeah, right there,
Yeah, somebody's rocking the boat.
it's definitely him over there.
It's been our best show so far, don't you think?
I'd say so.
Go ahead, Dan.
But yeah, so it was one of those things like if we just went and kind of attacked them, and we were never going to have a better opportunity to get anything off them with the amount of injuries they had. Now let's bear in mind now, we probably didn't deserve the draw. I think David Ford was probably our best player, which
He
is
was
a lot.
incredible.
So, but like, fuck it, sure, like we got our draw, and
Cruz's goal was great.
great goal, but
So you think the injuries was a big factor? So do you think
course
that
it was.
when players return, they're going to shellac us when they come over here?
I think
so,
they'll stuff us over here next.
They're having a bit of a slug start anyway.
They're all hungover from the World Cup.
It's because of the new qualifying rules. Like all the big teams just don't care anymore. Like Netherlands lost to Iceland. And
Iceland are
Italy
fast
actually.
becoming a bit of a player in Europe, though. They
Yes,
are
but-
like they narrowly lost out on the World Cup.
I
playoffs
know.
as well.
They're a big
to
improving team, but Netherlands still
France, I
shouldn't have
think, or
beat
something.
them. Like
No, it wasn't France.
and beat them comfortably.
Yeah, well, that's it. Like they've got one or two good players. So
But no, the match was awful. If it wasn't for that one moment,
yeah, it wasn't great. But like I still think though, if you have like Schweinsteiger back in there,
Eamon Dunphy proved the sack that he always was. Like he was getting more and more popular the worse Ireland were doing because like he's always right, and no, it turns out he's just a negative arsehole. No matter what the result is, he's gonna
we'll
complain.
talk about them later. Like I have.
Do
them
we
all.
have to?
Well, I have them all on my spoofers of the week. So
Okay, anything else interesting coming out of the international break besides the
All the
tired gate?
Roy Hodgson throwing, yeah.
Go for it.
Just Roy Hodgson and Brendan Rodgers are going toe to toe
Mm-hmm.
in a fight I'd actually like to see.
Yeah.
Just,
what's actually going on there? Like, did Sterling actually come out and say, "I am tired. Don't play me against Estonia"?
well, the thing is that
No.
footballers do this all the time.
He
Like,
simply-
he-
Gary
first of
Neville-
all,
He
he only
said,
played
he
40
said he was tired. He didn't say don't play.
He only played 45 minutes against San Marino, and then he
Yeah.
played 20 against
But
Estonia.
if you're not feeling up for it, you're not feeling up for it. Generally, the
No,
manager
but-
comes out and he goes, "I gave him a rest." Gary Neville came out the other day and says Ferguson did it all the time. Every year he'd give Ronaldo
no,
2
no,
weeks off. And he'd do
no,
all
I
that stuff.
agree. No, I'm
So
just
I'd say
wondering.
it was just like, I've no interest in playing this match.
Yeah, that's
I
what I
don't
was just
think you need
saying.
me.
Is it because it's Estonia and
And it gives
San
them-
Marino, and it's just like, well, if it was Germany and Argentina, it'd be different.
He
And
could have
it-
also been legitimately tired.
Yeah, and it gives Roy
The
Hodgson
120 minutes in the Carling Cup killed him.
Hey.
It gave
To be
Roy
fair, he
Hodgson,
shouldn't have bothered playing the whole
It gave
thing.
Roy Hodgson an excuse. England were dreadful against Estonia.
Oh, they were shocking.
And like one Rooney free kick, which the keeper should have saved.
Should have
like,
saved, yeah.
It hasn't been that
And they
long
were down
since
to 10
Ireland
men.
won there.
They were
They
down
were
to 10 men.
dreadful. Like.
Yeah.
Obviously, Brendan didn't take too kindly to the comments because he already holds a tremendous grudge against Roy for the initial Sturridge injury, which has now subsequently relapsed and he's going to be out a further month.
I'm starting to think that he's taken over Chris Kirkland's reign, as a sneeze could injure him at this point.
Oh yeah, no, I think Daniel Sturridge is a glass man. Like the thing about before we signed Balotelli, but we'll get to that. But anyway, when it was Liverpool were down to one striker, everyone was pretty just adamant that the problem facing Liverpool is that Sturridge is always going to be injured at a stage in the season, and I never heard anybody saying, well, what if he isn't? I think we knew this anyway.
Yeah,
it's
everyone
just
knew.
It's just almost worse than we thought.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's enough international stuff. Very brief League of Ireland notes: Dundalk and Cork City final on Friday.
It's literally it's shootout for whoever wins the league.
Exactly.
So if Cork only need a draw
There's
now.
rumours about match fixing about this.
Oh please,
Yeah.
Did
tell
you
me
hear
more.
that?
There's just a story I was reading there that I don't know what happened, but because Dundalk seems so clearly in the lead, and there's been like heavy betting going on, that there might be some match fixing going on, and that's why Cork have.
Well, Cork have been steadily just grinding 1-0s for like the whole season. Like if you look at their goal difference, it's about
I'm not saying
25
it's
short.
true. I don't think it is. But
No, like I think Dundalk have fucking blown it. Because
watched
I've been
it.
saying here for weeks, Dundalk. Like I've been saying actually since pretty much in the
I
start of the
watched the
season.
Dundalk
won it.
Rovers match there. Was it 0-0 or something?
You know, Rovers.
It's the worst match ever.
Rovers is an interesting stat. Rovers have missed. They've had since they moved to Tala, they've had 34 penalties, and they've scored 19 and missed 15. Isn't that incredible
It's a
record?
decent return.
And I'd say there's been at least 12 maybe penalty takers who've missed. It's incredible.
Yeah.
So like even there was a jinx goal. Even away teams didn't score in the jinx goal end for a while. You know the side where we were sitting on, and if you look to the left,
Sure.
yeah, that
More-
goal. No
more-
one scored a penalty in that in the first like year and a half in Tala. Even
More-
the away teams were missing.
More radio chat there.
Jinx goal sounds like match fixing to me. All
And
right.
also, some of the internationals, well done to Northern Ireland, who beat
Oh, yeah.
Greece 2-0. They're doing really well, and all the home nations, all the Great Britain and Ireland, all
Let's just include Ireland in there.
all
We could do some
Wales are the only
controversy, get
team.
some listenership.
Wales, and Scotland drew.
Do you think it was a combination of some players celebrating and some players paying tribute to the death of Ian Paisley?
I'd say so. Yeah,
One or the other, at
Your
least
man,
one way.
scattered his ashes in Windsor
Lafferty is
Park.
doing quite well, despite being a playboy, as he was mentioned
Kyle
when he
Lafferty.
played in Italy.
That's right, yeah.
It's their manager's class.
Okay, so moving on to Premier League action, which we'll round up by the end of the podcast when this match finishes. The Saturday early morning kickoff was Manchester City against Spurs. Man City at home. 3 penalties, 4 goals for Aguero. This was a hell of a game.
And a missed penalty for Aguero.
Yeah.
But like I think if
Wait, wait. It was 4 penalties, wasn't it?
it was
Spurs got a penalty.
Yeah, he scored 2, missed 1, and
Spurs got a
Soldado missed 1.
Yeah. So there you go.
And a
4
red card.
penalties and 4 goals.
And a red card.
And a red card. Yeah, it was an immense.
5 goals.
I think
immense
Tottenham are
match.
pretty good in this match. The scoreline doesn't really show up.
But they can't.
They're very good going forward.
The thing with Spurs though, they've no striker and they've no good centre half. Like they've 1 or 2 good players in midfield. Ericsson looks alright. Lamela at times can do things.
Mm-hmm.
Chadley is actually playing well this year. I thought he was not.
Like I'm not expecting any.
And then
big
they've got
things either.
probably arguably the best keeper in the league. In the East.
I suppose.
Yeah, probably.
No, Ericsson's very
if
good.
you put a really good centre half in that team, like ahead of Kabul, because Kabul's not up to it really. I know
No.
he made the team of the week twice here, but
I just think that's a novelty myself.
yeah, well, I think it was kind of one of those things. He was Gary Kiernan sort of thing, you know.
Sure.
So yeah, I think if you like Spurs are like they never get top 4 with the team they have. They need if they can't get it right in ball penalty boxes, they've no chance.
The way the league's going so far, I don't know who is going to get top 4. Like Southampton are in with a decent shout.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Speaking of which,
That was
Mr.
ridiculous.
Segue giver, Southampton bet Sunderland 8-0.
My goal of the week was in this match.
As Dan so beautifully put it last night, what a week for John O'Shea, having that incredible international moment and then conceding,
He
being
got-
a part of a defence.
The funny is Gus Poyet going, we're going to go play for a 0-0 draw. Right. You got
It was
half, you got
incredible.
half it right.
but even after 4 or 5-0, they still didn't like try and defend properly.
I think
they
they'd
just
used
kept going.
all 3 subs. And
Yeah,
like,
but they should have just
still-
like tightened it up a
They
bit.
still had like Wickham. They were still playing 2 strikers and just... It
Yeah.
became laughably bad at some point.
I might also say one thing. Where is Southampton now? 4th in the league. A certain member of this ITK team predicted them to get relegated.
Yeah,
That was Neil, wasn't it?
that was,
It
yeah,
was.
but this was very early on before they spent the money they got, right?
Well, they didn't spend much of it.
Pell,
Pele.
No, it's fine.
Pell,
Pal.
yeah.
Okay.
We'd been getting it wrong. A lot of people had. He
Who
was
says it's Pell?
He was, huh?
Who says it's Pell?
His mum and dad. So
that's
that's the important part.
football in Irish, isn't it? Pell.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, then
Yeah.
there's another reason to
Like
like
Image Pell.
He had a hell of a game, as did Wanyama when he came on.
Yeah, but that doesn't really count, does it?
Like I think, if the 3 of us came on, we probably would have scored a goal.
I don't
Really?
think that's true.
Speak for yourself.
Nah, goal poach, box in the box.
Are you foxing the
These
box?
are all
Yeah.
just terms.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm also a commanding centre half.
Just talking about this West Brom
Cradle
Man
number
United
10.
game that you two were so fixated on. The one thing I took from the first half, regardless of what the scoreline ends up being, is that I think that Van Gaal was given a bet to see how many left-footed attackers he could play in one game.
7, doesn't he?
And secondly, or left-footed players, I suppose in general. Secondly, Di Maria is very, very, very good at playing football. This I
Remember when
know.
Liverpool had a player that was very, very good at football? Selling him was great, wasn't it?
Oh,
Xabi Alonso.
Yeah.
See, probably the last one.
What, other than
I think
Suarez?
Suarez.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
I think
Well, yeah,
Torres, maybe.
that was the joke.
That's the joke.
Cheers,
Okay,
Dan.
so yeah, 8-0 to Southampton. It was incredible scenes, really.
It's just... It,
Tadic, by the way, ran the show. He had 5 assists and a goal.
I can
Or
just...
something.
It's almost sad for Southampton because no one's saying how good they were. It's really just how bad Sunderland were.
That's yeah, 100%.
If it finished 5-0, I'd be like, what a
Like, I
result.
thought Southampton, even from the first game against Liverpool, I thought they probably deserved to beat you that day
Yeah, draw.
on the start of the year. And like they've actually been playing really well since. Like they haven't.
Oh yeah,
Like they're probably merited that for. Like well done to Ronald Koeman because he came into a shambles.
But
of
this
a
is the
team
same
there.
as them last year. They pushed really high and then around November they just had a
Yeah,
bit
but
of
like
a...
but to be fair though, like they've come in and it was just like Schneiderlin was the only person left in the whole club. Like everyone was sold pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, and they've come in and
They've had a nice
Top
handy
stuff.
run though. Like they've had
Well,
a
like,
run just
I
a
think
little bit harder than Man United so far.
yeah, but I think if you had offered Southampton 4 places stage and the way the football they're playing,
Yeah, but if you offered that to Liverpool, I would have taken it.
that's very true. Everton beat Aston Villa 3-0.
Aston Villa didn't show up.
Goodison Park.
you know, since Paul Lambert was disgracefully given a new 2 or 3 year contract there because they were like doing pretty well. They were unbeaten for the first like 4 games.
Sure.
They haven't won a game. They haven't scored a goal. It's incredible. They gave like him a new 3 year deal for a guy who's barely kept them in the Premier League the last 2 years, and they gave a new deal to a couple of other players as well who were saying weren't good enough last year. It's like
Yeah.
it's like Aston Villa. Like what are they doing? Like Lambert, he's got a tough job there, but Jesus, like give him a 2 or 3 year deal when he's been barely keeping them up. And
They're
going
not doing
nowhere.
too badly though, are they?
They haven't won a game in 4 or 5 games. They haven't scored a goal. They
But,
lost,
and-
I think the last goal they scored was because when they beat
It has
you.
to be noted that Everton had Coleman and Barkley back.
Yeah,
after
I was going to bring that
injuries,
up.
so-
The goal scorers were Phil Jagielka, his second of the season, not as good as his first. Lukaku and Coleman, who's back and looked
good seeing
great.
back.
Yeah, he's just
Yeah, no,
fantastic.
but
player.
we got a draw against Germany with David Meyler playing right back, which is very good.
Exactly. Chelsea and Crystal Palace. was a pretty exciting game in the sense of 2 red cards in the space of 2 minutes. Now,
Who
what
got
would
sent off for Crystal Palace because it was
Damien
absolute
Delaney.
Delaney.
did
Stupid.
the Irish centre half.
did nothing, and Fabregas should have been sent off because being an absolute scumbag.
Oh yeah, who did he throw on the ground? Who was debating it?
There is.
Was it Campbell?
I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
I think it was
I think it
Campbell,
was,
yeah.
There is that element to Sesto, isn't there? Like he
All
does
Barcelona
like.
players are all scumbags.
Well, he's
Uh,
technically came from Arsenal, kind of.
No, he came from
Azpilicueta.
Barcelona,
Azpilicueta's red card. What did you think of that?
definitely red card.
Yeah, oh yeah, it was a bad tackle.
Now here's the thing, right? You know, we do the show and we enjoy doing it for free and for fun and for camaraderie, and we have a good bunch of listeners and it grows and stuff like that. But you know, I don't know about you guys, but I've never thought of the idea of actually doing football broadcasting. I do broadcasting elsewhere, but I never thought about football broadcasting. I tell you what, I was listening to Radio Nova, right, on Saturday.
Oh, they're shocking.
And there's this lad, Johnny Bow. I
Oh,
think his
yeah,
name
I
is,
can't stand
who
him.
does rock and roll football.
Oh,
They
yeah,
call the show,
he's-
and this is an exact
Oh,
quote.
I
He
have
goes,
actually listened.
"There's been a red card for Chelsea. Cesar Azpilicueta. Do you know that's actually one of the hardest ones to pronounce? But anyway, let's just say it starts with AZ. I felt like marching into Nova and just like going, would you just taking a shit on
I
his
don't. I
desk?
don't listen. Today FM on a Saturday is good. Premier Soccer Saturday, I think is good.
I don't think anything comes close to News Talk's coverage of games. Really, it's incredible.
Yeah, but on the Saturday though, News Talk don't have it.
And it's still and you know, if you didn't get enough of it on RT coverage, you'll get this very moment in time a lot as well on
Any
it,
moment
which
in
is
time, you know, protein, you know, my eyebrows, you know.
I
Going
think
up and down.
Chelsea were a bit lucky, but before we go on to the bigger shocks, like when after an international break, the team that has less players to go away generally does a bit better, which explains a lot of the results this weekend.
No, I think Chelsea look good. I think Cesc
I'm
look
saying
great.
that we're going to go on to those matches now, and I'm not going to be like, well, if Arsenal or Liverpool didn't have players going away or returning.
The play that Cesc set up before inevitably scoring the third goal was absolutely fantastic.
The Cesk's
They
goal
have that
was
quality.
possibly goal of the season. Like.
Now the thing about Cesc, he was asked in the interview, does he think that Chelsea can go unbeaten? You know?
I heard that. Yeah.
And I think it's pretty sewn up for them at the moment. Do you think it's a bit early to say that,
outside,
in your opinion?
Chance. What a goal!
Okay, we just had a
Berino.
goal there.
2-1.
That defence by United is
The
laughable.
ball. He's doing the Heskey, is he?
Another radio moment there.
There you go, guys. So
Yeah.
2-1
Oh,
to
yeah.
West Bromwich Albion. Berino.
Berahino. Let's see this.
Berino.
But
Ah,
even,
jeez.
even,
What is Raphael doing?
even United
outside
have
the 10
players.
yards.
I can't remember who it was, but one of United players didn't get back till Saturday. That's starting today.
Really?
Yeah,
Who would be back that late?
Falcao, probably. He's in Colombia.
yeah, might be.
Probably him.
There you go.
But,
Maybe that's why
But
you
I
didn't
think
start.
all
Yeah,
Argentina
they have
players
to
were
do-
playing in Japan or something like that.
Yeah.
Like I know it didn't
That's
affect
the-
Aguero.
Yeah. No, Argentina are also playing Brazil the week before as well.
But what'd that finish?
I think it was 2-1 Brazil. I
So
think.
they're back.
Did anybody have the benefit of Aguero in their fantasy team?
I have
Yeah,
him as
captain.
captain.
Christ.
Well, no, I actually got very lucky this week.
Do you
I had
believe me now
Costa.
when I said he's the best finisher in the Premier League?
I never denied that.
You did on this very show.
What did I say?
You said Daniel Sturridge.
I think instinctively,
I stand by Sturridge.
I think 1-on-1. I think Sturridge is very good, but I think Aguero's far better player. Like,
He'll score out
Agreed.
of anywhere.
you know, I think.
If you
Well,
look-
I did say actually as well. Started.
Have you looked at his
Oh,
record?
he
compared to people-
became
Aguero
City's
stayed fit.
all-time goal scorer in the Premier League, which seems a bit odd.
I know, doesn't it?
Well, I
Tevez
think-
had it.
Tevez had it. Who else? Noel Quinn is probably third or something.
Ah, come on.
No,
Who
there
is
is that
Darren
thing like
Huckerby?
Sammy Amiobi is Newcastle third.
Shola maybe.
Whatever.
Got it right.
Arsenal. Arsenal drew to Hull City.
Lucky.
They were
They were lucky.
terrible. Like
Second time this season
I'm-
that their strikers scored in the last minute.
Yeah, like
Rescue point.
I'm like I've always been saying like I think Arsenal will come go, but I'm actually just like I saw them. They were absolutely
There's no consistency there.
terrible. Sanchez was the only one.
Now his
trying
his
anything.
goal, his initial goal
Like
was
he's
fabulous.
he's actually been really good, and he's actually getting better every
There's
week.
similarities between them and United, where you can see with United that it's not a great team, but Di Maria is just carrying them, and it's almost the same with Arsenal, except sometimes Sanchez doesn't seem like he's
But, like,
interested.
I
In fact,
just-
every match I've watched, he hasn't looked great. They're great. The highlights against Thing, he looked
Like
fantastic.
I think actually
He was.
Welbeck has actually been a decent signing for him. I'll give him that.
He
now.
has, but he's not.
But like if they don't go out and buy a midfielder and another centre half, like I think Koscielny and Mertesacker, they're okay. I'm not saying they're world class, but they're fine. They've no backup without Chambers gone and Debussy.
Yeah.
They had
I'll
Hector Bellerin in his first ever Premier League match, first ever start anyway. Monreal playing left side of centre half.
They shouldn't have got rid
With
of
like
Jenkinson.
Wilshere and Flamini holding or something. Ramsey came on. Like, it's just... Oxlade-Chamberlain is the worst game I've ever seen him play.
It was pretty bad.
Walcott, he's coming back. Giroud is still injured. Podolski looks like he could be going.
Actually, did you see Podolski's tweet today?
Oh, he was
What did he say?
BBC linked him to a link with Spurs, and he was like, "It's fucking bollocks." And like someone like, "Would you rather retire or play for Spurs?" Retire.
That's amazing.
Podolski, I like him, but I think he's crap. But I think he's good.
He's not as good as I think we were all kind of expecting.
He was good in pro there for a while.
Yeah, but like even like it's just one of those classic things you remember. Like, oh, okay,
2006.
we're all young enough, but like when he played for Germany, whatever, like Arsenal are getting him. Like
In
Sure.
2006, him and Miroslav Klose from
it's like
two Poles.
it's like Huntelaar. I don't think Huntelaar do very well. For the
He was
Premiership.
at Madrid for 6 months.
I
Yeah, but-
really don't think he'd do well in the Premier League.
No, but I still think Liverpool and hope Liverpool will sign him in January.
Huntelaar.
Well, we'll get there.
Actually,
Decent goal record,
before
I
we
must
go
say,
on,
to be fair.
I suppose it'll probably come up in Champions League. But do you know that New York City team?
Yeah.
With
No.
David Villa.
Do you know what their forward three is going to be when
Go
they
ahead.
start? Frank Lampard as attacking mid, obviously.
Sure.
David Villa and Raúl.
Is Raúl going there? Did he not
Raúl
retire?
has to be like 41.
Did he not retire? Was he not in Qatar and retired?
Probably was, but he's come back and
He has to be like 41.
He was getting number 7, Villa or Raúl.
And on another madness, do you see that Indian Premier League has started? And Louis Garcia went to one of the teams.
Yeah, I
and the
heard that.
reception, he went, oh, he deserves it. Love him so much.
Raúl is younger than Totti. Okay. 37.
Yeah.
Still the all-time Champions League goal scorer. isn't
That's
pretty
absolutely
sure,
correct.
I think he-
pretty
I
sure
think-
Messi or Ronaldo.
I think Messi is one behind him. I think is like.
Did Messi get that goal this weekend, by the way? Or are we getting to that?
He's one behind him. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll get there,
together,
okay.
but there's a
So,
big Clasico preview as well later. So.
Okay, so Newcastle and Leicester was 1-0 Newcastle. Poor Leicester. We wanted their run to continue. I actually didn't even
they're
see
stuffing it,
highlights
aren't
of
they?
this.
That match was delayed for 1 hour because Newcastle
Yeah.
couldn't install a TV properly.
The TV was going to fall and hit someone in the head. Like the big
The screen.
The screen.
Oh,
If there was ever a metaphor for Newcastle Football Club, it was that TV.
that's incredible. Well, fair play to Newcastle. They didn't let it affect them, went on to win 1-0. Okay, so
Good goal by Obertan, I think it was.
Was it good?
Doesn't he look like such a peanut?
Well, he does look like a peanut, but it was a nice finish nonetheless.
Yeah. Good man.
Di Maria looks like a shrew, and all we've been doing is
He
praising
looks
him.
like Dobby the house elf.
That's absolutely correct, actually. Okay, the Sunday morning kickoff or Sunday early kickoff was just a tale and a half. Liverpool visiting QPR, Vargas getting 2 goals, and Carluker and Dunn getting the other 2, except they were OGs.
You guys can watch the match here. Give me a few minutes.
Coutinho scored. Can I just say one thing on the positives for Liverpool?
Yeah.
Coutinho's through ball to Raheem Sterling that eventually led to the last minute own goal from Calker was one of the sexiest through balls I've ever seen in my life.
It was quite nice. And he
Okay.
hasn't done that enough for Liverpool.
No, he
That was
hasn't.
such
Okay.
absolute.
Dan,
John
let me
wants,
go
John
first.
wants a few
because
Okay, can I just say it was an absolute mess. That
it
match
was
from both teams.
I absolutely, I agree.
Now go on. Rant.
I will say this, obviously, that I've already said. When teams have a lot of players go away, they're obviously not as good when they all come back. Secondly, QPR must be really bad because they outplayed us and they still lost, right? But
Well,
to
that
go
can
on
happen.
to, Lovren is the worst player I've ever seen today, centre back for Liverpool, and I once watched a game against Blackburn where Jimmy Traore played there, right? Secondly, Balotelli is the worst player to play up front for us since Andy Carroll. Now, Andy Carroll, I mean,
That's Balotelli, now.
Balotelli might come good. He might, but it was a mess. For QPR's second equaliser in the 90th minute, couple of seconds after we scored, they showed it in Monday Night Football. Not a single Liverpool player is looking at the ball.
I saw that. Not one player does.
Not one player is looking at it.
But
We've conceded 6 goals from set pieces already this season.
Jamie Carragher said you're the
Yeah.
worst Premier League team. for
Crystal
set
Palace have
pieces.
one more.
No, but he said that you're the worst team for defending set pieces.
Yeah,
by
we're the
far.
worst team.
But like,
We're playing Hull on Saturday that I'm going to, and they're great at them. So I'm putting a tenner on them to like pay for me trip over or whatever, right? And then I have to go to a pub and watch Suarez's debut.
bite Ramos or something.
I just Balotelli he takes a kind of shot that I'd take an Astro and hate myself for. Right? This is my chance. Top corner.
it's not.
It was absolute. There was no bright spark. And the fact that we're playing Real Madrid on Wednesday.
Yeah.
That is
We'll
going to
get there.
be
Now, hold on.
horrific.
You say there was no bright spark. I thought Raheem Sterling had a very good game.
He was the best player from a very bad bunch.
Well, the QPR fans were really giving him a hard time, and there's been different reasons given for this. Is it the academy
He is
thing?
from London, isn't he?
Yeah. They get a bit of money if we sell him, so.
It's the academy thing? That was it? Because people were saying it was like jaded England fans. It's just like I don't think anybody cares.
I don't
enough
think there
about
is jaded England fans.
Yeah,
The only time
really.
I've ever seen jaded England fans is when they were booing all the English players when they failed to qualify in 2008.
2008.
Now, there's another thing about this match that I want to ask you individually, right? I want to ask John first, and then I'll get your opinion on that. There's something I honestly did think, and it might have changed the complexion of the game either way, and the complexion of this man's future at the club. But Brendan Rodgers also came out today and said this. So I was kind of like, okay. The Richard Dunn own goal. Yeah? If Richard Dunn had missed that, surely it was a tap-in for Balotelli.
Balotelli had a tap-in.
He missed
already.
one.
I know, but do you not think that Balotelli would have probably scored if Richard Dunn didn't get to it? Wow. Okay.
I have no faith in him.
Oh.
What about you, Dan?
Sorry, someone hit the post there. Yeah, he would have. Surely he could miss 2 in one game, but
Yes.
I think Liverpool. I don't know what is going on. I think they're actually getting worse. Like we're saying about Arsenal. Arsenal have only won 2 games this year. Liverpool have only won what, 2 as well?
Three.
Three.
I will say,
but it's just
will say
Liverpool
one
are just.
positive.
They've been terrible in every match.
We've only had one decent
Spurs.
performance.
Spurs.
We've only had one decent performance, and we have 4 wins now, and we're 4th in the table. Am I right?
5th or something. Yeah.
4th or 5th,
Yeah.
and we haven't played well, so we can only improve.
Yeah, and if we do improve, we're it's all, I just obviously the biggest blow. If we'd lost this match, it would have been different. But the biggest blow for Liverpool this week is Sturridge, because if we can win playing that badly, him coming back into the team, Balotelli getting a goal or 2, I could see it coming together.
We're out of the Champions League.
Well, we'll get to that preview.
If Madrid
after
beat you,
one
you're
more
really
match.
struggling.
We are indeed. Stoke City and Swansea City 2-1. Charlie Adam penalty at Walters with a late. Well, it wasn't that late, but a very good header. This was a case of like both penalties were really heavily disputed by each opposing manager.
They seemed fine, but Gary Mullins.
The Swansea one was good. Moses took an absolute shocking dive.
You were saying Gary Mullen? Is that
Monk.
Gary Monk? Yes, that's what I thought he said. He's going to get in tremendous trouble. He
Yes.
really went apeshit at the.
I hope
Swansea should have won.
I hope common sense prevails, and it's just like, look, he was annoyed
But,
after the match,
There
You
was
don't
a
think he should be fine for that?
There was a moment in this match
That's
where
a bit,
Swansea.
he was
where-
very, very strong.
Yeah,
Though, with
there was a moment in this match where Swansea were attacking, and I came to Charlie Adam, and he started to counter attack and ran the full length of the pitch. And I was amazed because he never did that once for Liverpool. And that was that little part of me going, wouldn't mind him in the centre of the park for Liverpool at the minute.
Absolutely
What did
not.
you think, by the way, Gerrard playing further forward? It's just. I think he should put someone beside him, maybe.
It was fun. It looked great. Like he was involved. He set up Coutinho's goal, I think.
Yeah.
He was up
And would
there.
you change formation, or what would you do?
It's hard to say because the way
Would you maybe go 2 sitting midfielders?
the way I think it
Maybe.
was Alan
No.
was just back from injury, and I think he was rested for Europe because I think that match will be better for him. And I think Moreno, despite stories that he was on the piss on the Friday, was also dropped because he's going to have a hell of a game.
Well, will it be?
on
Well, would it not?
Wednesday.
So hold on, 2 sitting midfielders. Who'd you have? Like,
That's the same. Maybe like
Henderson can't play then.
Lucas can't play there anymore. You have to play Gerrard. Emre Can looked shocking at everything.
Yeah, he's not
the
very
Chan
good.
man is
He's not very good.
not dancing away.
Like
Is he?
it's just if any of our signings, Lallana had one decent shot, which took a
he's
great save.
okay, but yeah, but back to
Cool.
Lovren. I actually think he's actually a pretty good player. But my God,
Yeah.
like it's just
Something's
like
happened,
him and
lads.
Skirtle have been like Agar.
But I just want to say this was an amazing final 5 minutes of a match.
Oh,
And
yeah.
when we finally got the winner there and they brought Colo Torre on for 18 seconds, I was like, it's going to be 3-3.
no one goal by Torre.
I thought it was
Wouldn't be
delightful.
surprising.
Okay, so let's have a look at the Champions League football that's going to take place on Tuesday and Wednesday night. CSKA Moscow against Man City. Man City's Champions League form has not been the greatest. Away from home, they're very suspect. How do you see this one going?
I think they'll lose.
Really?
I think they'll.
I don't think they'll be comfortable
they'll win
for
at 2-0 because CSK aren't they still banned for having fans in?
Yeah,
So it won't
they
be.
won
It won't,
6-0.
the only hostile thing about it might be a bit cold over there. It's maybe getting into winter now. That would be probably the only really hard thing.
It's
CSK
a
are
very tough place to go, and there's a lot of pressure on City and not too much.
Well, I think they'll.
That
I
Roma
think
Munich game will be good though.
That's going to be the game of the night tomorrow, as in Tuesday. Barcelona and Ajax as well. Barcelona should be pretty comfortable in that match.
Well, I wouldn't.
Do you think that they're going to rest people for
That's
Saturday?
what I was just going to say. I think you might get. I think they'll probably still have enough for them, but I think they'll definitely have one eye on Real Madrid on
Yeah,
Saturday
and
night.
Chelsea as well against Maribor.
That's Maribor, the team who Darko Milanic used to manage.
Is that correct?
Well, used to. He got them up to Champions League before, and he managed Sturm Graz before. So there you go.
All right.
And Adrian made his debut for Leeds, and he looked incredible.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about Championship after we finish this. Anderlecht host Arsenal on Wednesday. Let's see what else. Galatasaray and Borussia Dortmund as well. Juve away to Olympiacos. And
There's no standout games.
Except for Liverpool Real Madrid.
Except for that one.
No
Okay.
standout games.
So Liverpool Real Madrid is going to be very, very interesting. It's let me tell you what it's not going to be.
Bale is out, by the way.
It's not going to be a boring game. It's going to be a case where either Liverpool get shellacked, similar to the last time we played them in the Champions League, and we shellacked them 4-0. Dosena, 4 goals.
Benayoun.
Dosena scored the fourth goal,
Benayoun
and then went
scored
on
in
to
the
score the
Bernabeu,
fourth
didn't
goal in Old Trafford that weekend.
Yeah, Benayoun scored in.
And he got a header in the Bernabeu.
Yeah, we watched that in the pub. You were displeased. That's when you used to like Real Madrid.
I used to like them, but then they're like,
He switches pretty quick because
Yeah,
he's on the
yeah.
Bayern kick now.
Yeah,
although I
these
can't
are-
really criticize
Everyone's
that.
on the Bayern.
Everyone's
thing,
on the Bayern.
Like we
I
should
saw a
have.
guy there. I was just coming out of work there the other day. It's a guy walking along a Bayern Munich t-shirt. He just looks so cool. just have to buy one. Like,
Did
you
you
know?
go up and shake his hand and say, "Hey man, you look so cool"?
Hey man,
I have a football podcast, and you look cool.
do you want to come on my podcast, man? And your
Can I take a picture
t-shirt.
for your podcast and put my podcast and put it as the thumbnail? We didn't get one off Tommy this week, so we're gonna have to improvise. But it's either gonna be that or Liverpool are gonna win, and it's a very Liverpool-esque thing to do that they could actually after
It's
the
one of those
terrible run
things
they've
that
These
had.
Gerrard-
matches that are going to be 6-0 Madrid or 6-6.
I think so. I think it's gonna be
Do
fascinating.
you think, as we were saying there, Barcelona will obviously they did probably easier game at home at Ajax, but do you think though maybe Madrid might kind of go? We do have one eye on this game on Saturday.
They have a
as
game on
and
Saturday and-
they've also got one day less rest for that.
But it's a very big match for Madrid. Like, you have to remember what going to Liverpool, Anfield is for these.
Well, Ronaldo will want to get one over you anyway.
I
Like,
don't think he'll care all that much.
I think he wants to just keep scoring goals. He's a fucking freak this year.
And that was
He's an
a-
absolute
that
freak.
was a good thing. The good thing about Ronaldo and Balotelli they have in common is that they don't give a shit about the rest of their teammates, do they?
Well,
No, Ronaldo will shoot all day, and
But to be fair, I'd
He
let
will
him do.
score.
I'd let him do.
Oh,
what he
no,
wa-
that's
I'd
all
let
I'm
him
saying.
just do what he wants. Like, he
And-
scored 19 goals this year in like
and
12 games.
Balotelli and Ronaldo are top 2 in what stat in all the big European leagues?
Most shots off target.
Most shots.
Just more shots.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's Champions League. Dan, any championship notes?
Who got sacked there? Oh, Steve Clark got sacked there today of Birmingham manager. Leeds lost on Friday.
West Brom, Steve Clark. Different bloke, I'm guessing.
What's Steve Clark? What's his name? No. What's your man's name?
Come on, Dan.
Clark of fucking Birmingham. What
Lee
the-
Clark. I don't
Lee
know.
Clark. That's it. Sorry, excuse me. Lee Clark. Yeah,
It's
he
like
got sacked.
Steve
He-
Clark got sacked and got hired without me knowing.
He got sacked there as Birmingham manager. That was long overdue. I'm surprised he was still in the job, to be honest. They've won one game at home in like 15 months or something. So, and surprisingly, it wasn't against Leeds. And Leeds played on Friday night. They were in control of the game for the first half, and then Rotherham literally just started hoofing the ball, and Belushi just turned into like the worst centre half. He was like as bad as Lovren these
John
days.
Belushi, like from Animal House fame.
That's what they call him, John Belushi. Yeah,
He's well dead.
they call him John Belushi. Yeah, so
Dan's microphone is sitting on a Hulk Hogan biography. This has been referenced before. It's called Hulk Hogan, My Life Outside the Ring. He claims many, many fibs in this, including that he was able to complete successful time travel. Another fib he tells is having drinks with John Belushi in Studio 54 3 years after his death.
there you go. Good man, Hulk.
In fairness, I believe the time travel thing because it's the only way that man can still have a career.
That's that may be true. He claims it in a slightly different
I've
manner.
never seen anything in my life that has deserved a career that he has. Nothing.
Really.
He was very.
He
good
won.
in the
Pick, he
80s.
picked up a fat bloke once and now has a
And
60-year career.
hold
He
on.
also gave a little, one of those miniature American flags to a little child.
He was very good in his prime in
He
terms
was
of
good.
like
No, his
being
charisma.
appealing.
Maybe not his in-ring
No,
ability,
anything.
but it's his charisma and his persona and character.
Oh
Amazing,
yeah,
amazing.
He had a few
like
good
that's
years.
what they're missing nowadays. Like,
Sure is.
you know.
Back to the football.
Yeah.
Anything else from the championship?
Adrian made his debut and it looks actually amazing. He came on
Yes.
and he just started dribbling past all the players.
I
and
told
shooting.
on the stat I asked Neil. Neil, Ipswich are doing quite well in the championship now. Do you want to know how much their starting squad was?
How
that's
much?
How much their starting squad was, the whole team?
I actually did hear it,
Yeah.
so I'm not going to even
It
pretend
was
to guess.
10 grand.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That is absolutely fascinating. What is the standings at the moment for the championship?
I don't have them here.
I
Not
could
enough.
have got them. I just decided to ask you.
Yeah,
because
I
wanted
didn't.
to-
Leeds are like 14th or something.
Oh, Liverpool,
Whatever-
Jordan Ivey played, scored for Birmingham this weekend.
Did he?
Yeah, so with that and Wisdom playing quite well here against United, the lone players are doing quite
So
well.
I bet to replace Sterling next year.
If we sell him for 100 million, like I think, yeah.
Lloyd come back and replace Lovren.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Okay, so we've talked a bit about El Clasico. Obviously, the main news coming out of it, going into it, is Luis Suarez making his debut
He's
after
doing a
his
lot of
ban.
press conferences recently, and I don't hate him for leaving because
He scored a few goals as well for Uruguay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did, yeah. But he seems he seems very emotional. Like when he beat your man, he was like, "I thought that was my chances to go to Barcelona over," and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I wish it had been." To be honest,
Me too.
Really would have. Like he still would be banned now.
Apparently, he said Barcelona showed even more conviction to get him, which is weird. But
I'd say they did.
I suppose they're probably actually able to knock off.
Because
like
to say
20 million
Liverpool
from,
did
I'm
what
talking 20
Liverpool
million
did
from
what they
the
did with
price tag.
Arsenal or
chance.
whatever, and then they put in a bid and say Liverpool were like no, and then it's like okay, but I don't know. Sure, he did.
Yeah,
what he could.
do you think he'll start? Like, I think we should maybe nearly make a prediction of what the front three of both teams would be because Bale is out as
Sure.
well. He's out. I think he's tired his muscle.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I don't see him playing. I'd be shocked if I do. I don't think Suarez will start.
I think Suarez will start.
I think what they will either do is put Iniesta out there and put Xavi and Rakitic in. Middle.
Yeah.
Because Pedro's having an awful time. He's having an awful time. Munir, that'd be a serious jump to put him in.
Suarez is starting, Dan.
Yeah, he's
I don't
definitely
think he
starting.
will.
Of
I
course
think
he
I
will.
think
I
the
remember-
right thing.
I
The right
remember-
thing is to bring him on.
I remember
30
last
minutes
year.
ago.
I remember last year when Neymar and Bale were both. Well, not Neymar wasn't playing that well and might not be unfit, and Bale definitely wasn't fit and never played straight in the starting lineup. There's too much money. It's an
Too much-
advertisement for Spanish football.
Absolutely.
I'd be amazed. If he doesn't
You're
start.
so on the money there, John. Like, as
Well,
well,
no, yeah,
Dan,
the commercial aspect. Yes,
yeah,
obviously.
You have to, yeah, and there's two other factors. First of all, you have to remember that he's been allowed to train with the team, so it's not kind of like he won't be match fit or that he's not going to be able to sync up with the players. And secondly, I think especially with Bale being out, the idea of them seeing his name on the starting lineup, that being Madrid, there's a psychological impact there. When you look at the team sheet, and for the first time ever, you see Messi, Neymar, and Suarez up front. That's going to hit them.
Is that the dream tree?
Is it right now in world football? No, it's not. But it's certainly two of the three.
And you're not going to see it because Sky are missing the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, they can't get the rights.
Can't get the right.
Yeah, that
Well,
does happen sometimes.
just for the first 15 minutes.
Yes. So they're going to come in then, and I'd say they will have a guy probably commentating on it.
They do it all the time. They do it all the time.
That's just.
I'm also
But
missing
what's
I'm
so
missing
important
the
about
first-
the first 15 minutes?
I'm missing the first hour of it as well. It's something to do with the Spanish TV are kind of weird like that or something. They're just, I don't know. They can't release the rights to Europe or something. They want it for something stupid like
Makes
that.
absolutely no sense.
No, it doesn't. But
Okay, awards time. Spoofer of the week. Who do you guys got? I've got Harry Redknapp. No, I don't have Harry Redknapp.
can I just add one more thing to the Clasico?
Oh yeah, of course.
Messi is one goal away from Tiro Zara's all-time La Liga record.
Shouldn't that be the story when he breaks it like next week?
So
He's definitely actually going to break it against Real Madrid. That's the most
there
obvious
was a
story
lot of
of all
rumours
time.
there that Luis Enrique tried to take him off against Elche because they were 3-0 up. Messi set up two of them and scored one.
Sure.
It's literally what is happening. He's literally kind of grabbing one goal a game, but he's assisting about two or three.
He's a decent footballer.
They still haven't conceded a goal in the league this season.
That's the most impressive stat going into this game.
Yeah.
Will Madrid be the first?
While
people
Madrid
to
are
break
like
that defense?
banging, like they beat Levante 5-0, a tough place to go.
Yeah, that
What time
wasn't
is
fun to
kickoff?
watch.
5.
5 on Saturday.
I'm missing the first half. I'm in work.
Oh,
I'm in
I'm so annoyed.
Anfield, so I have to go see Liverpool lose to Hull and then watch Suarez's debut.
that's going to be.
Do you think he'll
so
bite anyone?
bittersweet.
Who would he bite?
He's not going to
So
bite.
bitter even. He's not going to bite anybody. Okay,
I'd like
come
him
on.
to take the chunk out of Pepe. He deserves it. No, but
Oh, what a goal!
Jesus God,
David
Blind
Blind.
has just scored his first goal for
What a
Manchester
goal.
United. 2-2 at 87 minutes.
Yes. But I it's interesting to know if Messi can do that. But Luis Enrique was going to try and take him off at about 15 minutes to go because he got his goal and he's like, yeah, I'll take you off. And then Messi's just like, he just goes to him like, he's like, he just shouts Leo, 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 and he's just like, you're coming off. And then Leo just goes, thumbs up, walks away. And but like he didn't actually say.
Dan, if you still believe that that a manager has control over.
Oh
Messi,
no, he doesn't.
Like Messi has all the control.
Oh well, like of course he will. I'd say Ronaldo has a lot of control, not just.
Well, I don't think he has as much.
Wouldn't be as much.
Well, like I think it was also as well though. He wasn't actually. The board never went up, and he didn't refuse. I think he was like, can you come off?" And he's like, "No, I want to get my goal."
Ah, well then there's.
I think it was more like
there,
that. I think that it's been kind of taken out of context. Now, obviously, if your manager instructs you to come off, you have to come off.
I think it's one of those.
So they
things.
just took Neymar off instead.
Yeah,
but like
no,
like what are you gonna do with Messi? Like do you want him to be happy or do you want him to be sulking?
You can't.
And sad?
But I can't see them winning. I can't see them winning any more big competitions if he's acting like that. I don't think because he's gonna start refusing the manager. Like,
well, he's
maybe it's just that
I'm not
particular thing he
playing
wanted
better
to
than he
do.
did last year. Like.
I'm not saying he's like
looks
he'll definitely win more matches than he'll cost them. I'm saying if it comes to big Champions League semi-finals and the manager tries to change something and he's like, you have
to say though, like I don't know.
There's rumours about him having trouble with Guardiola in many books, except for the one Guillaume Balaguer wrote about. Here's Messi. Isn't he great? There's rumours that's why he left. Because he was
Guardiola
very
left.
Guardiola left.
No,
I'm not saying there was many reasons he was knackered or tired or whatever. But there's things that like Messi was just like, what are you going to do? I'm the best player there's ever been.
Well, yeah, no, he did. He was late for training once or something, and he said something to him, and Messi just didn't show up for like a day or two or something, and like Guardiola was like, "Oh, okay, come back." Yeah. But like you can look, there has to be a balancing act with it as well. If you've got such a massive asset there, regardless, like you have to look after that asset, and you have to get the most out of it. Like that's just the way it works. Like I know I don't agree with really the theory of it, but if you've got like possibly the best player of all time, you have to keep him happy. Like that's just the way it is. Like would Liverpool have backed Suarez again with that biting?
Probably.
There you go. They backed him biting. They backed him with the racism. If you think they
I'm
just saying it's like they have to take things into consideration. It's like if we lose this guy or if we don't get the max out of him, we're far inferior.
I'm not saying they should sell him. All I'm saying is that
some
some players get too much control. That I think Ancelotti is a big enough and has obviously an award that he can be like Ronaldo. Shut up, like we don't.
So like as in like
But I think
Luis Enrique
because Barca are going through managers like they are.
Well, yeah, like so Luis Enrique's previous two jobs were Barca B's and Celta Vigo.
Yeah, just like
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, interesting anyway. But predictions for it. 3-3, 2-2, 6-6.
I think Barca will win. Ancelotti will be sacked and become Liverpool manager in January.
I think Luis Enrique is his first Clasico. It's big. And
where is it?
Bernabeu. I see it.
I don't
4-3 last year. I'm gonna go 2-2 because no Bale there. I think that's a big loss because the power and pace he brings to get in behind Dani Alves.
Yeah,
well, he might play. He's definitely out for Liverpool.
No, I think he's gone.
I think so too, but it doesn't mean they won't play him. That match is mental.
Well, if they play him, then they're playing with 10 men effectively.
Okay. I enjoyed this chat, but the preview has gone on longer than the actual match will itself. Yeah. Let's give spoofers of the week, please, gentlemen. Oh my God, the two of you.
Sorry, it's the last minute.
Ashley Young nearly through.
I don't know.
They fucking score here.
Can I have your man who scored the own goal for Sunderland? Just a lovely volley. Actually,
that was incredible.
My hero of the week, I'll just get that over the way, are the lads, the Dundee players who did the
work.
That's their my heroes.
Excellent. I think we can all agree, even though his execution was slightly imperfect.
Yeah,
he didn't take the flat back bump. We can all agree on that. And my spoofer of the week is Harry Redknapp's spoofer of the week, if I may say.
For his rant?
Yeah. No, the man who Harry Redknapp cites. What's his fucking name again?
Abel Trapped.
I was trying to feed it to you there.
Unfit, sitting, earning 70 grand a week.
He could have ran around more than he did because he's 3 stone overweight.
What would you expect when you're getting paid 60, 70 grand a week? What would the working man think? Harry Redknapp was just so angry. It was brilliant.
I thought he was great. I wouldn't call him a spoofer though. I call Trapp the spoofer.
That's what I've been doing, but if you weren't watching the match, you'd understand that. Now, anyway, team of the week. You're going to have to look at your notes for that.
I've also got a few spoofers like Giles and Dunphy for their horrendous RT coverage last week.
Okay, the Eamon Dunphy stuff's been covered ad nauseum. What was Giles?
He's just so stubborn. He's just like, oh yeah, in my day there with Billy Bremner there was there was no such thing as a holding midfielder there.
Houlihan loving? I don't know.
Houlihan, he's getting somewhat of a game at Norwich. That's his level. Like that's him. He's not that good. Like, am I the only person? Well, you are as well, John. I think you agree. Like, it's just he's not that good.
I can't
If he
watch
was that
Ireland,
good
I
a
think
player,
it's dreadful.
like Aston Villa rejected him for £1 million
No,
last January.
they didn't.
They did.
No,
Oh, Fellaini really could have finished it there, lads.
Oh God, get it out.
They,
Oh no.
Aston Villa really wanted him. Norwich refused to sell. So you've heard that story wrong. Because
Okay.
Norwich aren't very happy with Aston Villa about how the whole Lambert
And Grant
managerial
Holt.
thing came around. But yeah, they really came.
Team of the week.
Another spoofer of the
Oh,
week
Jesus.
is this is gas. I saw a clip of it, and I don't know if it was this week or a week before. But there was a women's match going on, and there was a tackle, and woman's there lying on the ground, and just the physio comes on then. It's like, geez, she couldn't really be hurt after that, could she? Physio comes on then, they're just talking for ages then, and she runs off, and then the referee comes over and he's like, what's going on? And she's just kind of sitting there, and she's like, geez, what the hell's going on? And then it come out, and then the physio comes back on with a glove.
Oh, I've seen this.
Yeah, and just pick something up off the ground.
Yeah,
and
she
just
dropped her tampon.
Yes.
Actually, do you know who the spoofer of the week is?
That was
Since
incredible.
I got one. I can't remember his name, but it was in a under 21 match, Sweden and France. Anyone see that?
Oh, the French guy.
Yeah, France were 3-1 up on the first leg.
Yeah.
And Sweden came back and got it to 3-3. And then this French bloke
Oh,
scored.
great skill.
This
That
French
is
bloke scored and did that as a celebration, like, see ya.
Okay.
Right? And then Sweden went up and scored. So they went through on away goals or whatever it was.
Incredible.
And the whole team was like,
selfie. Yeah. Amazing.
That is awesome.
Who else have I got then? We already covered Trapped. Hero of the week, the Indian footballer who died after trying to do the flip.
Okay.
I don't even think he deserves a mention.
I was actually going to have...
He's kind of slash spoofer of the week for doing it.
Well, now, hold on. You can't call him a spoofer if he accidentally killed himself. I was going to give Gravity the villain of the week for doing him in.
Can we say the hero of the week is whoever started those wrestling vines? Because I've seen a clothesline from hell. I've seen Triple H with a chair. I've seen
Shawn Michaels.
They have been pretty amazing.
Austin now. Also, a few stunners as well.
The thing I think I love about them the most is how badly made they are.
Oh, they're so bad.
If there's any sleekness in
It's
them,
great because it's JR's commentary in the background as well.
That makes
always,
sense,
always. Okay, can we do teams of the week?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Grand Dan.
Team of the week I have here. I put Tim Krul in because we'll never get a Newcastle player in ever again, and they kept a clean sheet. I put, by the way, that match just finished 2-2 with Man United and West Brom. Put Wisdom in. I thought he played really well, especially first half. Jagielka got a good old goal. Terry, they did well against Palace. They kind of rose. Baines got a couple of assists as usual. Alexis was really good. I'm going to put Oscar in. Diame off Hull. I think he's a really good player, that guy.
Sure.
Tadic, we mentioned him earlier, and Pell.
Yeah.
And of course, Aguero up front.
Okay, perfect.
Villain of the week I have as Balotelli as well.
Now, why is he villain? Just because he had a bad game?
I just think he's getting worse every game.
It's a confidence thing. I just think when you
But
don't
look at
score,
him though. But he oozes confidence. Like that's his.
I don't know.
That's his game.
you can be a very trust me, you can be a very kind of like outward character and a good personality, but you can still lack confidence in certain areas.
I suppose, but like, yeah.
I just, he's hearing all the stats. He's hearing how many shots he's had with no goal. He's hearing all this stuff.
Do you think will he be gone in January?
Oh, I doubt that.
Like say like a Monaco or a PSG.
No,
I wouldn't mind a second striker.
No, well, first off, I don't see anybody that big going in from because
Or
of his
do you
form.
see Origi coming back?
Well, I believe there is an issue there. I believe it would actually cost to breach the contract. I believe it would cost us a significant amount. Like,
so you'd been paying double for him.
5 million or something exactly.
Okay, so
but no, I don't because I think there's severe egg on Brendan's face if he doesn't at least give him a full season. You know what I mean? It'll go down as a disaster. Man United in 6th now, Liverpool 5th, West Ham 4th, Southampton 3rd, City 2nd, and Chelsea 1st in the league. 5 points between City and Chelsea as it stands. Just
just be fair though to Man United today. We've been not slating them, but they have got their problems. Tell you they're 5th place. Like they're ahead of Liverpool and Arsenal.
Okay. This villain of the week, I don't condone Balotelli, but that's just me. Okay, so you have the answer for the teaser from 2 weeks ago.
Yes, we do. 6 Englishmen to score a hat-trick in the Champions League. Can you get any?
Incredible.
Obviously, without looking at the notes, it was Alan Shearer,
Yep.
Wayne Rooney, Andy Cole, Michael Owen, Danny Welbeck, who got the most recent one. That's why I put it in. And the one nobody was going to get, Mike Newell, who scored for Blackburn Rovers in a hat-trick in 1996.
That's an incredible
Isn't
stat.
that one for you?
Okay,
so
what's this week's question?
The new question this week is, just with Barcelona playing in the big game this weekend with Real Madrid in the Clasico, so since the year 2000, so literally from the day the millennium started, Name the 5 players to wear the number 10 jersey for Barcelona.
That's really tough.
I can think of 3.
Can you?
Yeah.
Well, there's 3 obvious.
Yeah, I can think. Well, I can think of 2.
How?
Huh?
Can you think of 2?
Yeah. I can think of the lad and the lad before him.
Yeah.
You can
That's-
kick.
that's
I'll
very
kick
bad.
yourself.
I'm gonna let you know. Messi
Oh
is
no!
one
I
answer.
can think of 4.
4.
So you
Yeah,
were
I
on.
know you won't get one of them though.
All right, let's
You
do
might,
the
though.
fantasy.
You should get it.
Let's do the fantasy standings. The code again is 174451 525194. 174451 525194. And standings as it stands now. Has Seamus stopped trying?
No, Shamu, come on.
I don't know. Poor Shamu. All right, so he got some points this week, but he's still in 10th. We have Enda in 9th place.
Bear in mind now these stats still haven't updated, so it's a
Okay,
provisional.
okay, yes,
it's a
these-
Oh, Di
provisional
Maria
stat.
got an assist today. So
All right,
And I
Dave.
still am owed 19 points for Aguero
why?
because I had Costa as captain
Oh yeah.
and he didn't play, so I got Aguero by default.
No.
Okay, we've got Dave Knockton in 8th. We've got Tommy in 7th. John, you're in 6th. You're chasing me. Where there's 21 points separating you and
I know, but since I'm going to Liverpool this week, I always make a Liverpool player my captain. So Hendo will be my captain this week.
Really?
Jared's been my captain since the start because I'm a sentimental little fool.
Yeah,
You see,
that'll do it.
Yeah,
Ronan,
if you would put like a player who's going to get a lot of points,
yes,
yeah, I'd say
that's
you'd be
usually how
probably
that works.
third or something.
Generally how fantasy
Actually,
works.
how it works. Ronan O'Reilly at 4th place. We've got Rob Normal 3rd. Dan is in 2nd at the moment. He thinks he will leapfrog Gary Hugh Kiernan, who is currently number 1.
Well, I'm need Di Maria assist. I've got 19 points for Aguero, and I've got 3 more points off my bench as well.
Okay.
Because Costa didn't play, so that's what you're looking at. 25 odd points. I think that should probably push me back up by a couple of points.
Okay, lovely
I
stuff.
took
We-
everything personally. I didn't realise he's been knocked off the top there.
Yeah,
That
it's
was
quite
awesome.
good.
Well, I'm provisionally knocked off the top. That doesn't count.
That's fun to watch.
Any closing notes, lads?
Subscribe, like, comment.
Subscribe, like, comment. At ITK on
listen as well,
Twitter.
listen as well.
Listen, share, let the world know about the show. We have a hell of a show next week. We've got John's personal Anfield account. We've got all the Champions League review, the rest of the Premier League, Championship, League of Ireland, and of course, our El Clasico review as well.
If you're still listening, I have a gig tomorrow in Chaplains. Pop down, have a few lols. I'm also going to see a Kiss band on Wednesday.
Yeah, that's in the Grand Social, and Royal Autumn are also playing the people who open this podcast. That is the theme you hear.
And if on Monday night, like
Can I
tonight,
finish my plug, please, John?
Let me finish mine. It's funnier.
Okay, fine.
If
We're playing on Saturday night in Gypsy Rose. Thanks.
There you go. If tonight you're at home and had nothing else to do and decided to watch an episode of Crime Call, and you saw this amazing actor getting shot, yeah, that was me.
When's it on?
It's on now.
Is it
It's
actually
on
on
tonight
now?
or tomorrow?
Tonight.
Is it,
Oh my god!
wait,
You didn't.
you
I
said
didn't know it was
Tuesday.
tonight.
You said Tuesday.
Isn't Crime Pod not Tuesday?
It's not, I don't know.
Today's
It
Monday.
might be tomorrow. I don't know.
If it's on, oh my god! I'm
I'm
gonna
not
watch
watching.
Champions League or John getting shot in Crime Call.
That is one hell
When
of a
are you
plug.
when are you getting your pint on Fair City?
I think that's Tuesday. See, I think Crime Call's tonight.
So it's
Are
just
you
like
gonna be all
I saw
over
that guy
OTE?
get a pint earlier, and now he's dead.
yeah.
There you go. At least I'll be able to retrace your steps.
And plenty of money this
From
extra.
what is it? What's the name of the pub in Fair City again?
You'd know. You were there, John.
Malloy's or something? Is it? No, not Malloy's.
I was standing outside the other day for a couple of hours. It was very cold.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Oh,
Sorry,
well.
I do this extra work.
McCoy's is called McCoy's. That's it.
There you go.
Yeah. So he was in McCoy's and got shot in Walkinstown. Poor guy.
But it was
But
a
he's
hell
here to tell the tale.
Another week.
cocaine's hell of a drug.
Villain of the week over there.
All right, guys. Thanks very much
You
for.
shot John.
Come on, please.
Go
You
for
with
it.
your beard. Thank you very much for listening,
My
everybody.
Antonucci beard.
So if you say so.
We start the shows, we want to finish it.
There you go. We will be back with you same time next week with a hell of a lot more. So yeah, ITK Soccer Show over and out.